It just takes one. One more win and a dream is realized. London, Kentucky and Hagerstown, Indiana, winner take all in the Great Lakes. A berth in the Little League World Series on the line next.
There's a place where a fantasy is relived once every turn around the sun. Renewing hopes, dreams, and memories.
There's the ball game. That's it. It's all over. The biggest upset in the history of Little League.
Hit deep for Frazier to left. He's done it again.
Of proud moments and history made.
It's been an incredible journey. We're one of the best teams in the world.
It's over. Complete game for Monet Davis. This one to left, and that one is gone.
The Little League World Series, it's always a year in the making and always worth the wait.
Welcome to ESPN's coverage of the Little League Baseball Regionals presented by T-Mobile. Little rain right now in Whitestown, but we're going to get started on time. 5 teams from around the Great Lakes region came to Whitestown, Indiana with big dreams, but only 2 remain. London, Kentucky and Hagerstown, Indiana, the winner to Williamsport next week. Now, this is a rematch from Monday when Indiana pitcher Caden Hall threw a complete game, 1-hit gem. He struck out 12. Indiana sent 9 men to the plate right away in the first inning and scored 3, and that would be enough. Now they meet again, and decidedly much more on the line. Hi again, everybody. Clay Matvick alongside my partner Chris Burke. We're ready for this championship game. Time to send another team to Williamsport, Chris. And London, Kentucky is happy to have another shot at Hagerstown. They're just hoping to get a little more offense this time.
Yeah, they need a little more offense. Just put up 1 run last time they played. It's a team that feels inspired, right? They're playing for the folks from Eastern Kentucky that are dealing with the floods. Yeah. And they're going to send a pretty unusual character to the mound today. Their smallest player, Tate Markham, who's usually their catcher, who has not pitched in this regional, gets a chance to send London, Kentucky to the Little League World Series for the first time ever. What a moment for that young man.
We thought Cooper Parman might get the start here today. He has been the star on the mound and certainly at the plate, Chris. He has 2 big home runs in this region.
Yes, he has been the offense. Cooper Parman was a one-man wrecking crew against Ohio. The reason they were able to advance in that game the first time they played them, and then they played them again yesterday, and it was all about Kip Allen. He absolutely put on a show. A complete game shutout. He continued to dazzle all the way to the last pitch. And now the boys from Kentucky just 1 win away.
You talked about the flooding in that part of the country. Laurel County has been affected. These kids want to win it. They want to get to Williamsport for all the folks back home. Now, Hagerstown, Indiana. No doubt Caden Hall has been the star. Getting Indiana here, but he can't pitch this game. It's going to be Heath Johnson who gets the start on the mound. But Hall was dynamic on the mound this week.
Yeah, he can't pitch, and Kentucky's glad that he can't. Just 1 hit allowed, 12 punch-outs in a complete game performance the last time these 2 danced. And he is not only their biggest arm, but also a very scary bat in their lineup as well.
Hagerstown, Indiana, 2-0. And just 1 win away from Williamsport. So there you have it. Our matchup is set. A rematch from this week. We'll see what happens this time. A champion to be crowned in the Great Lakes. We're back in Whitestown right after this quick timeout. The Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN presented by T-Mobile. Get coverage beyond the expected. Stream in the air and abroad on us so you can stay in the game. A lot of folks from Hagerstown, Indiana. About an hour and a half from Whitestown on I-70. Here's our division at a glance. 5 teams in the Great Lakes. Double elimination up to this point. Now it's winner take all in the championship game. Kids are about 11 and 12 years old. It's a 6-inning game on a 2/3 conventional size field, and everybody gets in the game. North Laurel Little League out of London, Kentucky, about 30 miles west of the worst flooding in that state. Again, they're thinking about the folks back home, but the next couple of hours, they could bring a lot of happiness to those people back there. Kip Allen will lead it off again, followed by Parman, who we talked about. Matthew Powinski, Ethan Anderson is at first base. Nate Miller, Jackson Asher, Jason Centers, Marshall Maston in center field, and Markham, who has been the catcher, is on the mound to start this game.
Yeah,
they've played
Tate
4
Markham
games.
is right there, Clay. He's right there.
Yep.
You see him about half the size of Ethan Anderson standing behind him. He's on the bump here in this one.
Meanwhile, Heath Johnson, he's a big guy, 5'4", 205 pounds. He's a lineman on the football team back home. His dad, Jesse, is an assistant coach. And you can see the sun has come out. Maybe that's a good sign here for Heath. It's on his back now as he takes the mound. Kip Allen stands in from the left-hand side. 5 for 13 in the regional. And the home plate umpire, Dwight Stevens, gives the go-ahead, and we're underway. First pitch is up and in.
Big left-hander getting a chance to go up against Kip Allen, who was the star of yesterday's game for Kentucky, pitching them a complete game shutout. And it looks like Heath Johnson has back-to-back breaking balls to start this game. He has pitched already against Michigan earlier in the week. 2 1/3, 1 hit, no earned runs, a couple punch-outs, and no walks. So he's been a strike thrower here this week.
2-0 pitch, last to the third baseman, Thornburg. Fielded cleanly. 1 up and 1 down.
One of the unique things about this Hagerstown Little League is they got a left-hander playing third base, Clay. And look how easy he makes that look. Just flip your hips and play catch, Clark Thornburg. Getting the boys from Indiana off to a quick start.
They've had as many as 3 left-handed infielders this week. As Parman comes up for the first time. And Cooper, a big swing, but he comes up empty. Parman 5 for 12, 4 runs batted in, a couple of home runs. Strike 2.
And he's going to see a steady dose of those breaking balls. You see him, he's bailing pretty good there. I don't think he will see a heater after those first couple swings, but careful if you make a mistake, he can make you pay.
Got him again on the breaking ball, and look at the emotion from Johnson as Parman walks back to the dugout. 2 away.
I think we're going to see a lot of emotion in this game. It's a packed house. Folks from Hagerstown have filled it up, and something tells me Kentucky's probably got a pretty good contingency as well. A lot of energy in the building right now, Clay.
Heath Johnson quickly gets ahead of Matthew Powinski, the third baseman. Powinski 4 for 13, a double and 2 runs batted in this week. The 1 through 4 hitters for Kentucky coming into this game hitting .347. But Johnson is doing a good job working ahead as it's 0-2 to Powinski. Powinski just crowding the plate. And they waste one outside, 1-2. Two and 2.
Well, you're not kidding with Matthew Powinski crowding the plate. I mean, look at his right foot. He is all over that white line.
Struck him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Heath Johnson, and Hagerstown gets a 1-2-3 inning, and they're coming to the plate for the first time.
Heath Johnson feeling it. That breaking ball is nasty early on. We're going to have ourselves a good one, folks.
Little League Baseball Regionals presented by T-Mobile. Clay Matvick and Chris Burke as we go to the bottom of the first in Whitestown. And then Kentucky goes quietly in the first. And now we're going to see Hagerstown at the plate. Home state team located about an hour and a half down the road on I-70. Jake Troutwine, the center fielder, ready to lead it off. And he'll be followed by Hall, Graham Vincent, Nolan Cheeseman, Johnson, who we just saw on the mound. He looks like he's in rare form. Hayden Moore, Clark Thornburg, Jonah Hale, and Preston Allred. Now this is an offense, you kind of touched on it, Berkey, that needs to get going. And can they do it against Tate Markham?
Tate Markham, 4'7" and 60 pounds. As Coach Parman told us, the littlest dude on the team, but maybe the biggest heart. He's usually their catcher. They call him their fourth coach. He literally calls the pitches when he's behind the plate. Well, today he's going to be throwing the pitches. And he's going to be facing two of the biggest kids. Look at that picture there. That is awesome. Two of the biggest kids from Indiana right out of the gate. And we haven't seen Tate Markham yet here in Whitestown. So our first look at him.
He doesn't cast a very big shadow. We'll see how big his heart is today as Troutwine greets him with a ringing base hit right up the middle.
Troutwine, one of the players in this tournament, uses a wooden bat. You can hear that sound of a line drive off of wooden bat right back up the middle. A beautiful swing. Hagerstown looking for some offense and gets it out of their leadoff hitter.
And now Caden Hall. 1 for 6 with a triple in the regional. Of course, he had the complete game 12 strikeout performance against Kentucky on Monday. Big 12-year-old. Takes a healthy cut at that one and fouls it back. It's 0-2. Winner heads to Williamsport in the Little League World Series in less than a week. Just off the plate. Kip Allen set up out there, and Markham buried it, but a couple of inches off the dish.
Just off the dish. You can tell where they're trying to go out there.
Oh, look out. That one got away from Markham. But it caroms back quickly, and Troutwine can't advance.
Now that's surprising as fast as Troutwine is that he didn't take a chance there. I know Kip Allen can really throw, but seemed like a missed opportunity there from Troutwine.
In on the hands, driven foul. In between Patrick Vinson, the manager, and the line. This is the second trip for Hagerstown to the Great Lakes Regional. In 2013, they got here, and that guy right there, Patrick Vinson, was the manager then. That's when his son Grant was on the team. Here's the 2-2. Hit well toward the gap, left center. Carrying, and it is gone. Home run. A 2-run shot for Caden Hall.
You could just feel it as this at-bat went on. The swing started to get more and more comfortable as Caden Hall timed up that delivery from Tate Markham perfectly. A missile over the left center field wall. I believe that ball landed in the pond beyond the center field fence, and the folks from Hagerstown are all fired up. A quick start for Indiana.
The first 5 hitters in the Hagerstown order this week had been struggling as Graham Vincent swings and misses. A combined 6 for 23, not exactly a tearing the cover off the ball, but the first 2 hitters today, base hits and a 2-run homer makes it 2-0 Indiana. Vincent checked his swing. It's a strike, 2-2. And Vincent was hitless against Kentucky. 2 for 4 overall in the region. And he lifts this one to center field. Marshall Maston is patrolling out there, and he has the first out of the inning. So Markham trying to regroup after giving up the 2-run shot. He'll face Nolan Cheeseman, the first baseman here. Cheeseman hitless so far in the regional, but drove in a couple of runs in Saturday's win. That was over Michigan. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop. Harmon scoops it on the run, throws on the run, and gets it. Harmon is a big guy, but he's nimble.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Good job of charging and throwing on the run. Made that one look easy. And you got to give Tate Markham a whole bunch of credit, man. He has not blinked one bit. Gave up a homer and just keeps filling up the zone.
Off-speed pitch to Johnson, his counterpart on the mound, and he swings and misses. Heath's dad, Jesse, is an assistant coach. He's at first base. Johnson had the big 2-run single against Kentucky, proved to be the game-winning hit the other day. Little comebacker to Markham. And after the 2-run homer, Markham settles in and gets the next 3 guys in order to get out of the inning.
The last time these two played, it was Caden Hall's arm that pitched Indiana to a victory. Now it's the bat to get the party started in this one. The big fella getting Indiana on the board early.
Catch all the excitement from both the Little League Baseball and Softball World Series. And visit the first ever virtual fan zone experience. Visit littleleague.org/fanzone. This game was originally planned for Wednesday, but rain on Monday got the Great Lakes region off by a day, and we're grateful that the rain that is in the area is pretty much pushing south, and we were able to get underway on time. Indiana leading 2-0 after the first inning. Winner advances to the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania next week. Alongside Chris Burke, I'm Clay Matvick, and all of the folks who have made the trip from Hagerstown have been entertained here so far. And Heath Johnson is really doing a number on the mound. Back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the first. He'll face Ethan Anderson to start the second. Strike 3 call, and Anderson knew it.
I think one of the neatest things about the Little League World Series every summer is some of the stories that emerge, and you get to see baseball played in such an organic way, and you get a kid like Heath Johnson out here who is just living up to the moment, right? He is just feeling the moment. He's got a big crowd behind him. And you never know how kids are going to respond when they get these kind of opportunities. But to me, I think it's pretty obvious he has raised his game and is pitching at a really high level. It's pretty cool to see, especially with all those Indiana jerseys behind him.
1-1 pitch outside. That was actually called a strike in the outside corner there to Nate Miller. Miller, the second baseman, 1 for 10 with a run scored for Kentucky. And that was fouled off. Nate Miller's dad, Darryl, is an assistant coach. He's in the dugout. 3 straight strikeouts for Heath Johnson. Going back to last inning as the rain starts to fall again. Got him. And Vincent will have to throw down to first, but they get him. 4 strikeouts in a row, 2 outs here in the second.
Whew. I mean, it's a breaking ball that you could tell the kids from Kentucky just aren't seeing it. That thing right there is getting to home plate and then working straight down into the dirt, and he continues to fool these hitters from Kentucky.
So he's been able to get 5 outs and use less than 20 pitches to do it. As he faces Jackson Asher, the right fielder, looking for his first hit of the regional. Asher is 11 years old. You can see Heath Johnson hasn't missed the strike zone much to start. 85 pitches is the maximum he can throw. So he's been very economical with his pitch count.
Yeah, just off to a great start. Not only dominating, but as you said, efficient, which is a big deal, right? 85 pitches. He's certainly off to a good pace here to start.
1-2 to Asher. Breaking ball. Punched to the second baseman, Hale. And they throw him out. 2-1-2-3 innings for the big man, Heath Johnson. And Hagerstown coming back to the plate, looking to add to that 2-run lead. Here's our Sunday Night Baseball matchup. It's a good one, Yankees and Red Sox. Conclusion of that 3-game series at Fenway comes your way at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN. Coverage begins at 6 with Baseball Tonight Sunday Night Countdown. Michael K. and A-Rod will have their K-Rod presentation here on ESPN2. Our special guest, Derek Jeter, and the captain is streaming now on ESPN+. Still a little bit of light rain coming down as Hayden Moore is ready to stand in. He's Chris Burke on Clay Matvick. Hagerstown leading 2-0 as they hit their half of their second inning. Winner of this game goes to Williamsport in the Little League World Series. Swinging at the first pitch is Moore, bobbled and booted by the first baseman Anderson. Leadoff man is aboard for Indiana.
Well, Ethan Anderson has played a few different positions this week for Kentucky, and right here he just kind of wears one off the heel of the glove, and normally that ball falls right in front of you. You pick it up and step on the base, but unfortunately for him, it scoots quite a bit away from him, and Indiana's got the leadoff runner on.
Clark Thornburg hitting for the first time in this game, 1 for 4. The left-handed third baseman, 11 years old, going into the 6th grade this fall. Big swing. As he had the green light there on the 2-0 pitch. One of 3 kids. Pop back foul off the screen. Second trip for Hagerstown to the Great Lakes Regional, as we said before. They went 4-0 in state play. And he strikes out. Thornburg goes down for the first out. And that is strikeout number 1 for Markham.
And that was a nasty pitch, just right underneath the hands of Thornburg. A really tough pitch to handle, probably too close to take, too. Nicely done there by Tate Markham.
And Jonah Hale quickly behind 1 strike. But I'll tell you what, Hagerstown is going up there taking their hacks. Hale, another 11-year-old, one of 5 on the roster for Hagerstown. Ground ball, left side. Kowinski to second for 1. Will they get 2? No. But a good turn there by Nate Miller, the second baseman. But they're not able to double up Hale.
Yeah, this is nicely done right here. Kowinski to Miller. Watch this, gather your feet, right? 1 shuffle, throw a strike. Miller does a nice job of stepping across the bag.
Preston Allred, a little blooper into the outfield. And that is going to be the 3rd hit for Hagerstown in this ballgame. The 9-hole hitter coming through to keep the inning alive. And now we're back to the top.
That's a big deal for a couple reasons, right? You move a runner into scoring position and keep the inning alive, but now you got to deal with Troutwine and Hall. if Troutwine's able to get on the base. And let's see if Coach Parman's going to make a move here.
You go short, okay? All right, good job. Good job.
Well, there's a pitching change, and Parman, who we thought might be the starter in this game, comes on in relief in the second. Welcome back to the Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN, presented by T-Mobile. Whitestown, Indiana, the site. The rain has been off and on a little bit here this afternoon, but we're going to play right on. And Cooper Parman is on the mound now. He moves from short to the hill. Tate Markham goes to shortstop. Parman has been very good on the mound. We thought he potentially would start this game. Comes on here in the second with 2 outs and 2 men on.
They go from 4'7" and 60 pounds to 5'7" and 180 pounds. This is what you call a different look coming out of the bullpen.
Jake Troutwine, who led off the game with a single and came around to score, hammers one foul.
I tell you what, I like this kid. I mean, long and lean, can run, can play center field, not afraid to take a wood bat up there in the game, and boy, does he get his swing off.
Check this swing, didn't mean to. It's going to roll foul.
One thing you'll see with Cooper Parman, it's a fastball up, you know, right around 65 to 68 miles an hour. There's a breaking ball there too. He's punched out 6 in his 2 2/3 innings here at the Great Lakes Regional, so definitely some swing and miss in that right arm.
The 0-2 from Parman. Struck him out. And so Parman moves from short and gets a strikeout to get Kentucky off the field in the second.
Williamsport, Pennsylvania is the center of the world.
Roussel has been ridiculous.
Says he just tells that pitcher to bring it.
He does here again on a line shot.
He's slugging the ball all over the stadium.
Unbelievable. Picks up his 10th hit. He's unconscious at the plate. Oh my gosh! A grand slam. His 12th hit at the Little League World Series. Ripped up the middle. That's going to get down. Reese Roussel into the record books.
Just a few years ago, that amazing performance from Roussel. We'll see who's going to be the hero there. I'm sure there'll be many at this year's Little League World Series. The field expands to 20 teams, 10 on the international side. Many of those tickets already punched, and then a couple already in the U.S. We're going to add to that here tonight in the Great Lakes Regional. Chris Burke and Clay Matvick watching this one from Whitestown, Indiana. Again, the rain has stopped. That's good. It'll be Centers, Maston, and Markham, the scheduled hitters for London, Kentucky, here in the third inning. So far, though, Heath Johnson has been untouchable. He has struck out 4 of the last 5 batters. He's sent down the first 6 hitters he has faced.
I'm interested to see how Mr. Johnson can handle his adrenaline levels as this game unfolds. I think there was such a shot of emotion to start this ball game, and now as we kind of settle into the middle innings here, can he keep that same edge and pitch with that same type of intensity? Going to be interesting to watch here.
22 pitches so far for Johnson, a very good number at this point. I think you hit on it in our earlier game that, you know, if you're at 14 pitches or less, you're doing just fine per inning.
That's the number you're shooting for.
The 0-1 here to Centers. He knocks it foul, and it's 0-2.
I tell you, one of the things that's interesting here watching Heath Johnson pitch, I don't know that I've seen too many pitchers take the ball out of their glove, and I don't know that the hitter can see this, but if you watch him when he goes into his windup, he takes the baseball out of his glove. Most pitchers don't take the ball out of their glove until they're actually highest point with their leg kick on the way up, but they're actually kind of almost starting on their way down. But with Heath Johnson, as he starts to make his move, he takes that ball out of his glove. It's just unique. I don't know. Usually you wouldn't want to show the hitter the ball. Watch how early he takes the ball out of his glove. But I think he keeps it hidden, even though he takes it out of his glove that early. Just kind of a unique style that Heath Johnson has there.
Called strike 3, breaking ball, backs in and hits the outside corner. The 5th strikeout today for Johnson.
So usually the ball wouldn't come out of your hand until you're kind of separating on the way down with your stride leg. But you do it however you want to if you're going to execute a backdoor breaking ball like that.
One out for Marshall Maston. He's been very good at the plate in the 8-hole for Kentucky this week. 4 for 9, a couple of runs batted in. He had the only hit against Caden Hall in their last meeting. And I know where you were most impressed by Maston was on the mound. He was great in relief, Berkey, against Indiana on Monday.
Oh, yeah, 5 shutout innings. We just absolutely spun a gem against Indiana once he got his time. But think about this, Clay. The best 3 hitters this week for Kentucky have been Kip Allen, Cooper Parman, and Marshall Maston as far as batting average is concerned. What do those 3 have in common? They're all left-handed hitters. Makes Heath Johnson a really tough matchup for him.
Ground ball. Tough play for the shortstop, Hall. But in time to get Maston. 2 down.
Normally that would be a tough play, but when you have a howitzer on your right shoulder, you can make this play look easy. Caden Hall just gathers and rips it across the diamond. And poor Nolan Cheeseman, I hope he's got a little padding in that glove.
Tate Markham, who started the game on the mound for Kentucky, has since moved to shortstop. Up at the plate for the first time, hitless in the region. Maybe the fastest player on the team. Heath Johnson continues to dominate the strike zone. Just off the plate. Check swing. Heath Johnson with his shirt tail hanging out. Is that a Superman cape? That's what it kind of looks like the way he's pitching. I'll tell you, he's been dominant. First time through the order, nothing across for Kentucky. Little League Baseball Regionals presented by T-Mobile back in Whitestown, where the weather has been really interesting today. It's 2-0 Hagerstown as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Back in the 1st, this is the difference in the game. A Caden Hall 2-run homer.
Yeah, you could kind of see it coming. He had just ripped the ball foul down the left field line, and as that at bat unfolded, it looked like he was starting to time Tate Markham up, and he got one up and out over the plate and hit a bullet in the left center field lake, and that is the difference in the game right now.
Believe it or not, that was just his 2nd hit of the regional, but it was a loud one, a big home run in this game that will decide who goes to Williamsport and the Little League World Series. Cooper Parman did not start this game for London, Kentucky on the mound. He was at short to begin. Came on in relief last inning, got the 3rd out. faces Caden Hall to start the second. That one got away from him. This is a good matchup here.
Yep, we got dude versus dude right here.
A bit of a slider there that misses outside. 2-1. Popped up. Foul ground. Can Kentucky steal it out? No. The screen on the side. Interesting to see what Parman does here with Hall and a 2-2 offering.
My guess is he's going back to that breaking ball.
Full count.
Looked like the fastball there. Careful to make sure he got it down into the outside part.
And he walked it. Leadoff man is on for the third straight inning for Hagerstown. Some defensive changes for Kentucky we should catch you up on. Tate Markham, who is the regular catcher, is now behind the dish for London. Kip Allen, who started the game behind the plate, is now at shortstop. Sam Allen is in left field, and Kyron Barnes is in the game in right. As Graham Vincent is at the plate for Hagerstown. Ground ball. Could be two. To second for one. To first. Not in time. Vincent able to leg it out and avoid the double play.
Fastball in the outside corner. Vincent hits it right at Nate Miller, who does a nice job of giving Kip Allen a chance, but Vincent there just ahead of the throw.
We're going to get a pinch hitter here for Hagerstown. This is Cheeseman's spot in the order. Gavin White, 2 for 2 as a pinch hitter off the bench this week. He's been outstanding. Flips it to right field and just foul for White. It is a real art to come off the bench cold and be an effective pinch hitter. White seems to have it down pretty well. He has taken really good at bats. Look out. Nearly hit him. Gets off the glove of Markham. Moving up is Vincent to second base.
I kind of feel like that's been a theme of the week here, Clay, is we've seen a number of really good at-bats from kids off the bench.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Gavin White. Bumble. Throws away. Coming in to score is Vincent. And it's 3-0 Hagerstown, Indiana.
And this one will sting right here, right to Nate Miller. He just kind of gets it off to the side. It doesn't quite center it up. And then the frustration throw right past Ethan Anderson. That's one of those where you just got to have the internal clock tell you to put it in your pocket. You don't want to compound a mistake with another one. And then how about that, Clay? A pop-up to the infield, and there would not be a run across if it wasn't for the errant throw.
Yeah, so that's 2 errors charged to the London infielder. And that's costly. It's 3-0 now, Indiana.
Contending for Indiana, number 9, Carter Sullivan.
Patrick Vincent going to use another pinch hitter here. Carter Sullivan, 11-year-old reserve, wants to be an ESPN announcer someday. I don't know if he wants your job or mine.
Okay.
You'd think he'd set his sights a little higher.
Hopefully yours.
So this is Heath Johnson's spot in the order. And being staked to a 3-run lead here, they feel good about plugging Sullivan in at this spot. Now, of course, the player can re-enter the game, but only in the same position in the batting order. We expect Johnson will come back in this spot next time it comes around. That's down. And now a runner at third base. And now we're going to get potentially another change here, at least a meeting on the mound.
Oh, looks like he's not pleased with the front part of the mound here.
Listen, who cares? Who cares, okay? All right, all right, all right. Matthew McConaughey would say, all right, it's all good. We got here. Listen, we got here. Who cares? All right? Just throw strikes. If they hit it, they hit it. All right, let's go.
When in doubt, go with Matthew McConaughey. That'll lighten the mood.
There's the home plate umpire, Dwight Stevens. And apparently they are going to do a little maintenance work on the field. So we're going to take a break while they fix the mound. ESPN is the home for the Little League World Series. Scan the QR code now for immediate access to every Little League World Series game on the ESPN family of networks. Hagerstown 3, Kentucky trying to get another out here and get out of the third inning. They have worked on the mound. Parman misses inside and walks Carter Sullivan, the pinch hitter.
Number 10, third baseman.
So runners at the corners now and 2 outs for Clark Thornburg. Thornburg struck out swinging his last time up. One run in already this inning for Hagerstown. Looking for more with 2 outs. Hit on the ground. Allen throws across to end the inning. So North Laurel Little League will get off the field and hold it to just 1, but it's now a 3-run deficit after 3.
At the beginning, you have this kind of innocent climb. Once you get a little bit too high, people then want to get 2 brothers and split them apart.
You can compare statistics all you want. So, I didn't care who hit more home runs, who had more RBIs, who had more stolen bases. I compared who won more. Hey, we won. That was it.
Sunday Night Baseball, 7 Eastern on ESPN. K-Rod cast over on ESPN2 at 7 o'clock. And Derek Jeter and A-Rod, when you look at the numbers, they were two of the best on the field together at the same time for a while, too, and it was fun to watch.
3,400
available
hits.
on ESPN+.
3,400 hits for Jeter and 2,000 RBIs for A-Rod. These are some pretty loud numbers.
Some pretty loud numbers, too, here from Heath Johnson. Perfect through 3 innings. Now the second time through, we'll see how he handles it. Kip Allen, who started the game behind the plate, has moved to shortstop. He'll lead off the 4th as London needs to find some offense. You know, I think we touched on it briefly. Kentucky played 4 games before today. One was yesterday. Indiana had only played twice before today, and not since Monday. Do you think that's a little bit of a factor in what we're seeing play out so far in this ballgame, Chris?
Not really, no. I mean, other than the fact, I guess you could say Heath Johnson is rested and ready to pitch, maybe from that standpoint. But, you know, I think you could argue that the Kentucky, from a hitting standpoint, Kentucky's kids would probably have rather played a few more games. I mean, to only play twice and you've been here a week is, you know, not great reps, live reps for a lot of these hitters.
Yeah, that's a lot of sitting around.
But I think at the end of the day, it's come down to Indiana's pitching and defense. I mean, their pitching has just been spectacular to this point in both the games these two teams have played.
Two and two now to Kip Allen.
Well, that's a nice take. Left on left, a breaking ball that just misses down and off the edge. We've seen Kip Allen play shortstop. We've seen him pitch. We've seen him catch. Pretty left-handed swing.
This is a big at-bat, Chris. If he can find a way to work his way on and just kind of knock Heath Johnson out of his rhythm, might go a long way to help London, Kentucky get out of this offensive funk. And he is aboard.
There you go. Now you at least have somebody on base, right? First base runner. And it is no small deal that it comes in front of this man right here who could put a 2-spot on the scoreboard in a heartbeat here if Heath Johnson hangs him a breaking ball.
He's got 5 hits in the regional. He's 0 for 1 in this game with a strikeout. And he's having a hard time seeing that pitch from Johnson. That's the 2nd or 3rd time he has missed that particular pitch.
Well, I don't know that he's seen anything else, and I'm not sure that he will. Looks like they're going to go fastball here. Just to show him one.
The 1-1.
So one of the reasons it's so, Dad trying to coach him through. One of the reasons it's so hard for lefties, especially young lefties, to hit left-handers, they just don't see them that often, right? And the ball is coming from almost behind them. If you watch the stride foot of Cooper Parman, it's going to go noticeably towards first base here as he strides. So what happens is that stride foot leaks towards first base, then that front shoulder leaks towards first base. And when the ball is curving the opposite direction, those two angles don't match up very well.
Ground ball, and that is fair. Holding up at third is Kip Allen, and coasting into second is Cooper Parman.
Let's see this one. Yesterday, Parman hit a ball right down the first baseline that was called foul. that I thought was fair. That one looked foul, and it was called fair. Look, Cooper Parman's turning around looking like, did you call that fair? Okay, we'll take it.
Well, the coach has challenged the fair ball called on the field. And the coaches have unlimited successful challenges. Once they have 2 unsuccessful challenges, they lose the right to challenge again. Here's another look.
What'd you think, Clay? It looks like it's, it's where it crosses the base, and it looks like it's to the outside of the base.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, the one yesterday, we had the shadow, and the shadow went right over the base. But that one right there, I mean, if it was fair, as low as it was, it would have hit the bag.
That's Mike Kilroy, the first base umpire. The home plate umpire is Dwight Stevens. Again, the call on the field, fair. They're looking at it right now. First review of this game.
You could see Mike Kilroy deferring to Dwight Stevens, because if the ball bounces in front of first, it's Dwight Stevens' call. If it lands past first base, it would be Mike Kilroy's call. Paper, rock, scissors while they wait.
Yeah, they're just killing a little time. I think this is going to be overturned. That's my guess.
I agree with that.
By the way, a few defensive changes for Indiana. Vincent moves from catcher to short. Hall moves from short to catcher. That's Caden Hall looking from behind home plate. Taking a little bit of time here, so they're really investigating this one.
Yeah, this is interesting how long they're taking. Seemed like that first look that we had was pretty conclusive.
Fair ball. It's going to stand up. I think it was just so close, too close to call. Wasn't enough evidence to overturn it. And if it's too close, you just keep the play as it was called on the field.
That must have been what they decided.
So a big opportunity here for Kentucky. Matthew Powinski, one of their better hitters, the 3-hole man. Has 4 hits in the regional, 2 on and nobody out. Well, he was swinging for a 3-run homer there. Matthew, also a star football running back. His dad, Matt, an assistant coach. Strike 2. First real trouble that Heath Johnson has been in. Can he work around these base runners?
When that fastball up is where you want to go to Powinski. He kind of drops that barrel and then swings with a mighty hack, low to high through the zone. You see Johnson able to go upstairs and get that swing and a miss. This is one of those, Clay, where do you go with your strength or try to attack the hitter's weakness? His strength is that breaking ball down. Well, you could argue that's also the strength of Powinski.
Struck him out. Second time he has got Powinski to swing and miss for strike 3, 1 away.
And that's just a good pitch. A four-seamer on the outside part of the plate that just stays out there. Doesn't come back over the plate at all. Pawinski just a touch below that one, and a huge first out here in the fourth.
Good bunt down the line, and smartly they wait for it to roll foul. Thornburg, you could see how diligently he waited to make sure that that spun just beyond the white chalk.
Yeah, the left-handed fielding third baseman wisely decided to let that one drift foul.
Ethan Anderson. Anderson struck out looking to start the second inning. And he strikes out here. Boy, Heath Johnson, after giving up a walk and a double, battles back, gets a couple of Ks. He's got 7 of those now, and there are 2 outs in the fourth.
Wow. Second and third, nobody out. A review that doesn't go your way, and back-to-back punch-outs to get them 1 pitch away from getting off the field with a 0 here in the fourth.
This is Nate Miller again. He also struck out his only timer. He's got 1 hit in the Great Lakes Regional so far and a run scored. Now this would be a missed opportunity for London, Kentucky if they can't deliver, at least get 1 across here. Backdoor breaking ball again. He really trusts that pitch.
Well, he's just got a great feel for it. I mean, time and time again, he has just been able to start that thing off the corner and bring it back.
Strike 2 to even up the count. And now 1 pitch away from wiggling off the hook. Kentucky breaks up his no-hitter, but they strand 2 in the fourth inning. Welcome back to the Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN, presented by T-Mobile. Find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. Follow the action and join the conversation with hashtag LLWS. Back here in Whitestown, Indiana, he's Chris Burke on Clay Matvick. It's a decidedly Hagerstown throng here. I mean, there are a lot of folks from London too, but you know, most of that town of about 1,600 people here in Whitestown, Indiana tonight to root on this Little League. Of course, the winner advances to Williamsport in the Little League World Series. 3-0 Hagerstown.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive crowd here that Hagerstown has brought, and so far the boys from Hagerstown have certainly delivered.
Eighth spot in the order for Hagerstown. Ben Collier is hitting. Born on Christmas Eve in 2009. His nickname is Benji. As Hagerstown would love to add to the 3-1 lead. But he's going to go down looking for the first out of the fourth. Cooper Parman with the strikeout. And now Bentley George is going to bat. George 0 for 2. He'll turn 12 next month.
Pretty interesting how many 11-year-olds Hagerstown has. You gotta believe this team has a really good chance to be right back here again next year.
And he goes down quickly. On 3 pitches, Parman gets back-to-back strikeouts. And now back to the top of the order.
11, center fielder, Jake Troutwine.
Here's Jake Troutwine, who has a single and a strikeout to his day. Troutwine led off the game against Kentucky on Monday with a double that ignited a 3-run inning, and it proved to be enough. And he's got his second hit. Man, he's got a sweet left-handed swing.
Man, I'm telling you, this kid right here, him and Kip Allen both, pretty impressive young prospects. That swing right there, I mean, you talk about turning around a fastball, and again, just the sound of the bat coming off that wood. 2 bullets right back up the middle. Gather and get the barrel out in front of you. A rocket to center, and here comes that man, Caden Hall, with another chance to impact the game with his bat.
You look at Troutwine's frame, too, and it's long and lanky. There's a lot of room for muscle to be put on that frame. So here's Hall, who's already big. Yeah. 5'8", 162-pound Caden Hall already has a 2-run homer. That was on the second batter of the game for Hagerstown in the bottom of the first. Pop bat out of play. 2 strikes. Parman has to get this guy right here and get out of the inning. For you feel for London to have its best chance. Can't get behind too much more. That goes to the fence behind home plate.
It's twice now that Troutwine has not advanced on balls through backstop. Of course, last time it happened, Hall hit a home run.
This one, shot to the second baseman. This time Miller sticks with it, throws him out to end the inning. So they strand Troutwine. And we have played 4 in Whitestown. Indiana 3, Kentucky nothing. It's getting late. Little League Baseball Regionals in Whitestown, presented by T-Mobile. Here in the Great Lakes Final, Hagerstown leading 3-0. It's a 1-hit shutout so far for Heath Johnson. What do you like so far about the big fella?
What I like is that he has not blinked once. It has been a strike-throwing clinic. We've seen a lot of breaking balls that just look like strikes that the bottom drops out of. And he's been had the ability to go to both sides with the fastball, but it's been, for the most part, that breaking ball that he's leaned on for his biggest pitches. And how about that? Just 1 hit, 1 walk, and 8 punch-outs through 4. And the pitch count good enough. Still has, 24 pitches to play with there, so has a chance to go the whole distance here.
You know, it looked like Kentucky had him rattled a little bit to start the 4th inning. The leadoff walk taken by Kip Allen. Then Cooper Parman gets the benefit of a reviewed double that might have been foul, but it was called fair on the field, and it stayed after the review. And what does Johnson do? He just proceeds to strike out the side right after that. He gets Pawinski, Anderson, and Miller in order to get out of the 4th. No damage done. Really impressive. And so now he'll face Jackson Asher. That's his spot in the order, but they're going to send a pinch hitter up here. It's Kyron Barnes. The youngest player on the Kentucky roster at 11. 5'10", 100 pounds, looking for his first hit this week.
Nice pitch!
Right back at Johnson, and you said he doesn't play? He didn't bear either.
The big left-hander, man. Somebody check this kid's heartbeat. He's just out there having a stroll through the park right now. Just clears the other side of the pillow. Didn't even flinch on the line, right back at his chest. Now just 5 outs away.
Sam Allen hitting for the first time. Tall reserve. Just started playing baseball this year. Mostly a basketball player up to now. And doing a pretty good job on the baseball diamond. See, his favorite athlete is Oscar Sheboy. 1-2.
Something tells me there's a lot of Oscar Sheboy fans in London, Kentucky.
I believe it. Johnson keeps rolling. Strikeout number 9. Now don't forget the Captain, the final episode tonight, 10 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Plus. You can get it on ESPN Plus whenever you want. Presented by Capital One. I know you're a big fan of that series.
Huge fan. Can't wait to watch the finale.
Marshall Maston hitting for himself here in the 5th inning. And Johnson buries another strike. It's 0-2 for the center fielder.
So Clay, if he's able to retire Maston, right now he has 14 pitches left. Of course, if he's below the threshold going into his last hitter, he can complete that last at bat. Let's not forget, Cooper Parman is 3 hitters away.
Look out.
Foul ball. Wow.
Ooh, that's a bad break for Marshall Maston as he got a piece of his bat. What is the lesson learned there?
Well, I've learned this the hard way. When you go down, you're supposed to be able to be conscious enough to drop your bat. But unfortunately, I'd really never learned that. But I've had a number of coaches tell me, drop your bat. I'm like, well, I'm thinking about not getting hit in the ear hole. So it'll cost you a strike.
That's out of the zone from Johnson. So he's at 74 pitches now. It still looks pretty good for him to potentially finish this one, but he needs an out here of Maston to make sure of that. And he walked him here with 2 outs. That's a big walk given up by Heath Johnson.
Clay, it was an 0-2 count with 70 pitches. An 0-2 count with 70 pitches, and he missed with 4 in a row. I guess it was 5 in a row because there was a foul ball in there. And that was the first time all game where it looked like he was guiding it. And Caden Hall's going out there to calm him down, which is really well done. But that one definitely makes next inning even a little more interesting. And my guess is Markham's going to make him work here too.
For Kentucky, the catcher,
Yeah, Markham's a bulldog. He's going to take a good at bat. He had a comebacker his last time up. Maybe a little bit of fatigue now for Heath Johnson as we're deep into this ball game. Took a little bit off that one, 1-1. Kentucky has a great Little League history. 8 trips to Williamsport since 2001 for Little League teams out of that state, most in the Great Lakes region. Trying to come back here in this championship game and get on to Williamsport. One of the London, Kentucky fans, first state title for a team from London. They went 5-0 at state. Strike 2. This pitch will be the 80th of the game for Heath Johnson. The max is 85. And now that skips away from home plate. Hall has to give chase. On to second base is Maston.
Things are getting interesting here, Clay. If he doesn't get an out right here, there's a chance he might not even be able to pitch next inning. And then things get really interesting when you consider where Kentucky is in their lineup. A lot of drama still left to unfold in this one. Things looked a little different 10 pitches ago.
Kentucky stranded 2 last inning. Got a runner in scoring position here. And Markham, good healthy swing. Like I said, he's going to make you work. He's a competitor.
Just had a feeling this at bat was going to be a grind. If he reaches, things are going to get real interesting.
3-2 pitch again. Walked him. Back-to-back walks, 2 on, 2 out, and they turn the lineup over. What an at-bat for young Tate Markham.
Wow. 12 pitches ago is an 0-2 count on Marshall Maston, and Heath Johnson had 1 walk in the ball game, and now 12 pitches later, the tying run's up to bat.
You've got Parman in the on-deck circle. Don't underestimate this guy. Kip Allen hitless today with a walk, but he's got 5 hits in the region. And now here comes Patrick Vinson to talk to his starter.
I think he's thinking about making a move right here. It looks like his lefty's gassed, and you just cannot load the bases for Parman. Oh no, he hasn't taken the ball from him yet. All right,
keep him in there. Oh, game on. You like this decision?
Well, obviously, I don't know exactly what his other choices are, but Heath Johnson has certainly earned the right to have a chance to work out of this jam. You just wonder how much gas he has left in the tank.
Hit well by, it's over the head of the center fielder, Troutwine. 1 run scores. 2 runs will score. A 2-run hit by Kip Allen. And Kentucky's back in this ballgame.
Wow. And Kip Allen just continues to impress. This young man has got quite the future in front of him. Stays back on it, looked like a hanging breaking ball, and smashes it over the head of Troutwine. A 2 RBI double, and now Cooper Parman's up. Would you pitch to him? Do you pitch to him here with a base open?
Well, Johnson can start this hitter, and he can finish it. He's at the maximum now of 85, but once he starts, he can finish the hitter. So this would be the last hitter Johnson faces, and he's done pretty well against Parman. Struck him out the first time he faced him, did give up the double the last at bat, but there have been some pitches he's made Parman look really off balance.
I'll tell you what, though, it just takes one with this man right here. There's some real thunder in that bat. You can see he is bailing on that breaking ball. If he can land the breaking ball, then it looks like Parman's very uncomfortable. But if he makes a mistake with that fastball or floats one up and out over the plate, watch out.
Strike 2. That was probably the pitch Parman should have hacked at, and I think he thinks that.
Yeah, and he just that front side just bailing. If he can get it to that outside corner, it's going to be tough for Parman to reach.
Just got a piece of it to stay alive. It was pure defensive swing mode there for Parman, and now the catcher Hall is shaking him. Big moment in this game. 2 runs across for Kentucky. Runner at second, 2 outs, 2-2 pitch to the star Parman. Line drive base hit. They're going to try and score the runner. Here comes Allen to the plate. And he's safe. And we're tied up at 3.
Man, oh man, oh man. 70 pitches, Clay, 2 outs, nobody on, 0-2 count, and since then, walk, double, single, and this game went from 3-0 to all tied up. It has changed in the blink of an eye. What a comeback for the boys from London, Kentucky.
So Heath Johnson, what an effort. But he runs into trouble in the 5th. It's a whole new game. The Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN, presented by T-Mobile. Get coverage beyond the expected. Stream in the air and abroad on us, so you can stay in the game. While Heath Johnson can't stay in the game as the pitcher anyway, he has been taken out after reaching his pitch maximum, and he gives up the game-tying hit to Cooper Parman. And so now Graham Vincent will come to the mound, trying to get the 3rd out of the 5th inning. A whole new ballgame, tied at 3 in this championship of the Great Lakes region. And it's Matthew Pawinski at the plate. Pawinski lines it into left field. Parman will stop at 3rd. Runners at the corners as the inning continues. 3 straight hits for London, Kentucky.
Pawinski gets one right in his wheelhouse, just a rocket to left field. Hit it so hard that Harmon couldn't score.
And now Anderson at the plate. That gets away from the catcher. Hall will pounce. And coming in to help is Vincent, as Parman will stay at 3rd base. Surprisingly, staying at 1st is Pawinski. So Vincent on the mound. Hale is at short now. Cheeseman in center and Johnson at 1st. As Hagerstown has made some movements here after the pitching change.
Gotta live right there if you're Graham Vincent. Just keep painting that outside corner.
Struck him out to get out of the inning. But Kentucky scores 3 times, and we are even after 4.5 in the Great Lakes title game. The Little League Baseball Regionals presented by T-Mobile. The Great Lakes Final has been a dandy, as we're tied up at 3 now between Hagerstown and London. Winner goes on to Williamsport in the Little League World Series. This Great Lakes region has been fun this week, Chris Birkin. 2 great teams going toe-to-toe. The stars have come to play. Heath Johnson, he's been knocked out of the game by that man, Cooper Parman. And he's got to feel 10 feet tall right now after getting that game-tying hit.
Yeah, he came up big. It was not his prettiest at bat, right? But he just hung in there, fouled off some tough pitches, and man, Heath Johnson looked like he was poised to be the hero, maybe even go a complete game. As it was, Kentucky knocks him out of there in the 5th, and we got a brand new ball game.
Strike 1 to Graham Vincent. Vincent, the new pitcher now for Hagerstown. Parman quickly ahead, 2 strikes. Vincent 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 3rd inning. And you said it before, Berkey, at that time it was a really big run. It looks even bigger now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, the fact Indiana was able to tack 1 more on is the reason they're not behind right now I tell you what, you look at the way this game sets up now, and you got to lean Kentucky from an advantage standpoint with Cooper Parman just 41 pitches in. The ace for Kentucky still can go a long way in this game.
Fourth strikeout for Parman since coming on in relief.
Just gas right past Vincent right there.
Re-entering for Indiana, now batting 13, Gavin.
Nolan Cheeseman will re-enter. You know, we questioned at the beginning of the game maybe why Parman wasn't starting, because he is their ace. And now the decision by Jason Parman, the manager, to maybe wait an inning or two and start Tate Markham instead looks brilliant, because he's only had 45 pitches.
Yeah, it looks brilliant now. About 10 minutes ago, not so much. But boy, does it come together here.
Gavin White to the gap. That's a base hit. Trying for second. Did he get there? Yes. And you can see the shortstop, Allen, wants a review. How about White?
Another good at bat off the bench. A bullet into right center field. And it looked like to me that he just beat the tag. Asher picks it up and throws a strike, but I think the tag was just a touch late.
So this one is going to be reviewed. Gavin White was the hitter. For now, he's safe at second base. Here's a couple looks. Tell us what you think.
Well, let's see here. Does the glove get to the back before the foot gets there? I don't think so. I think the glove kind of intersects with his backside just after the foot gets to the base. Nice job of sliding into the front of the base right there. It's a good pop-up slide. And then he stayed on the base. What you got?
I think the call on the field is going to stand. It's too close to call, so when that's the case, it's usually the call on the field that stands. But it was Kip Allen, the shortstop, right away said, hey, we need a review here. He thought he had it. Really tough to tell from that angle, because you can't see the tag.
This is the look here. The question is, where does the glove actually contact the body? And I would see it, the foot's on the base there, and the glove's not there yet. Now the glove lands.
Again, the call on the field safe. We'll see if it stands. If it does, it's a one-out base hit for White. And he's standing at second base, representing the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the fifth. Still agonizing over this, so see what they decide. It was very, very close. So I just feel it's hard to overturn, because there's nothing conclusive, in my opinion.
No way. There's no way you're overturning this. This might be the best look of all of them here. Yeah, his foot's not, I mean, his glove's not touching his arm, though. His glove touches his backside first. From there, you can't tell if it's on his arm or not, but we could tell from the other angle that the glove, well, maybe it did touch his elbow, but I still think his foot was on the base when it did.
Fred Arnold, the second base umpire, was playing it perfectly, and he had the best look. I think we have to defer to his judgment on this. Long look. Big play in this game, though, for sure.
Well, yeah, you're talking about the go-ahead run getting into scoring position.
How about Gavin White, though, as a pinch hitter off the bench? That's his 3rd hit.
It's been remarkable.
This
I mean, the at-bats we've seen from pinch hitters this week have been incredible. I mean, and Cooper Parman's no easy at-bat.
They're calling him out. Wow. I'm surprised, Berkey, quite honestly. 2 down.
Yeah, I don't know how you come away from that one seeing out, unless they think that, I don't know. We watched it 100 times. I didn't see it.
Check swing, Heath Johnson, and he's out. So Kentucky gets out of the 5th. 1, 2, 3. We're tied at 3 after 5. Let's go back to the Kentucky 5th inning with 2 outs. Maston and Markham walk, and then a 2-run double by Kip Allen. Cooper Parman would come up again and deliver an RBI single to tie the game up at 3 apiece, and that's where we're at. That big 3-run inning, all with 2 outs. They knock Heath Johnson out of the game and get the offense that they desperately needed to tie this game up, Chris.
Yeah, it was pretty remarkable. It looked like another inning where Heath Johnson was going to cruise. There's a line drive back to him and a strikeout, and then he's got an 0-2 count on Maston. And next thing you know, the game is all tied up, and you got to give Maston and Markham at the bottom of that Kentucky order a bunch of credit, because that's who kept it alive so the Stars could cash them in.
First pitch swinging is Nate Miller. Down the line in right, and in foul ground, Preston Allred can't come up with the catch. That was a tough play for the right fielder. Vincent came on in relief last inning of Johnson. Gave up a hit to Pawinski, but then struck out Anderson to get out of the inning. Miller 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. This is the 6th inning. We play 6 innings in Little League Baseball, so we'll see if it's decided here in this inning. Again, the winner goes on to Williamsport next week. Fooled him and struck him out.
I'll tell you what, Graham Vincent, pretty impressive. This young man has come into the game, and we've seen a fastball that has been very well located, and that was a breaking ball that just kind of locked up Nate Miller.
This is Jackson Asher, who's 0 for 1. By the way, Nolan Cheeseman has re-entered in center field for Hagerstown. Chased it up, a ball and a strike. You know, they say don't swing at anything above your hands, but that is easier said than done sometimes on those rising fastballs.
Yes, it is.
Here's another one.
That's just 2 strikes, wasn't it?
Yeah, the hitter has to be confused because Asher was headed to the dugout as if he struck out. Now he's got a little grin on his face. Just off the plate. And now it's a full count. Graham Vincent, son of manager Patrick Vincent, gives up the walk here. How about Jackson Asher jogging down at first base after thinking moments ago that he struck out? He feels like a hero now.
Don't know that I've ever seen quite a joyous celebration on a walk before, but I guess when you thought you were walking back with a punch out, that feels pretty good, especially with the circumstances in this game the way they are.
Jason Centers at the plate. 0 for 1. Struck out his last time. Graham Vincent, his favorite moment this season is his go-ahead 2-run homer at the state tournament final. Now hoping to be a hero late in this ball game as the pitcher. The parents are just agonizing over these pitches. Every pitch, so much riding up.
Pins and needles, that is for sure.
0-2. Called strike 3, got him. 2 outs.
Another really well-located fastball. Now here we are again, back to that part of the lineup that started the rally just an inning ago.
Strike 1 to Maston. He thought it was low. Doesn't have a hit today, but he had a hit in that game against Indiana last time they met. Kentucky rallied last inning for 3 runs to tie the game. They didn't get their first hit until the 4th. That's off the glove of Hall. He's got a chase. On to second base goes Asher. And now the go-ahead run in scoring position for Marshall Maston.
Be careful here. Marshall Maston has been really, really good this week. Came into the ball game 4 for 9.
That's chop foul, 2-2.
Something tells me Coach Parman feels pretty good about things right now with Marshall Maston up with a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, he had the only hit against Caden Hall in that ball game. And no one else could touch him. Maston did. Outside, full count. We've got Tate Markham due up next. Down and in, walked him. 2 walks in the inning for Vincent. In between strikeouts.
These kids just grind you. There's 8 and 9 hitters in this lineup where they will put together some ABs on you. And now here comes Tate Markham, who's kind of cut from the same cloth. Does not have a hit this week. What a time it would be for his first.
The last at bat he had was a grinder, 8 pitches, and coaxed a walk. Ended up scoring. Big swing there, trying to take the lead. Vincent slips off the mound. Markham started this game as the London pitcher. Surprise punt. Flip to first, they got it. Trying to catch Hagerstown napping, but Vincent played it beautifully. Kentucky strands 2. Hagerstown can walk it off when we come back.
Drew Carter, Mike Rudy in studio. Got to show you what's happening here in Bristol. New England Championship, Massachusetts and Maine. Jacob Landers down the line, clears the bases, 3-run triple.
Yeah, and they've also got Jacoby Harvey, the ace for Maine, out of the game on pitch count.
Maine won this first matchup. This is the rematch. Mass leads 4-0.
Now back here in Whitestown, tied at 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning in this Great Lakes Region Championship game. Little League Baseball regional coverage presented by T-Mobile alongside Chris Burke on Clay Matvick. A rematch from Monday's game between Hagerstown, Indiana and London, Kentucky. It was a 3-1 win for Hagerstown. And this has been a good battle too. The winner goes on to Williamsport. Cooper Parman, the star pitcher for Kentucky, on the mound, facing Hayden Moore to start the inning. A run will win it. Carter Sullivan hitting in Hayden Moore's spot here in the 6th. And he strikes out, 1 down.
Boy, Cooper Parman just grabs it and fills it up. There is almost no hesitation. He gets the ball right back from Markham and just puts his toe right back on the rubber and rips it home, just shoving the ball in the strike zone.
Thornburg swinging at the first pitch. Ethan Anderson had it roll up his arm, but he's able to get it and stand on the bag for the 2nd out. And here is Jonah Hale with 2 outs. Can he get something going? Hale started the game at second base, has since moved to shortstop. Boy, Parman just dominating right now. And we're going to extra innings. How about that quick work by Cooper Parman?
Just grab it and rip it in the zone, kid. We're headed to extras, folks.
Six innings couldn't contain this matchup. We're going to extras. Little League Baseball regional coverage presented by T-Mobile. The final in the Great Lakes has been a doozy. All right, so here's how it stands. The extra innings. The 7th will be played as normal, starting in the top of the 8th, and each half inning thereafter. The offensive team begin its turn at bat with the player who is scheduled to bat last in that respective half inning being placed on second base. I kind of like that rule, don't you, Chris?
Oh, yeah. I'd like to see it right here. I think it just adds so much to the intensity of. I like it at all levels, to be honest with you.
Winner advances to the Little League World Series in Williamsport. London, Kentucky seems to have the momentum, and they've got the top of the order up with Kip Allen.
You better believe they got the momentum. They got 1, 2, 3 up, which is the recipe that they like to dial up here when they're looking for runs on the board.
His 2-run double got Kentucky on the board in the 5th inning, and then Cooper Parman tied it up with a single. Next man up. Graham Vincent floats one in on the outside corner.
Good pitch right there.
Really liked how Vincent has pitched, and he's been a great catcher this week. This time I've seen him on the mound, and he's been fun to watch.
He's done a really nice job. Just a good all-around player. We've seen him behind the plate. We've seen him at shortstop. He looks really good on the bump.
Look at hit him right in the back. And Allen is aboard for the 3rd time in this game. And now he's got to face Cooper Parman with a man on.
25, Cooper Parman.
Seven hits in the regional for Parman. 2 of them have been home runs.
Be very, very, very careful here. This is we're now no longer facing a left-hander, and you could even tell by that very first swing right there, Cooper Parman looking a lot more comfortable in this AB.
That really sunk down under the bat of Parman. 2 strikes.
Yeah, good pitch right there. You talk about pulling the string on a breaking ball. That one just disappeared at home plate.
Cooper's dad, Jason, the manager, he's in the third base coach's box. Looking on. Count even at 2 now. We were talking to Jason about his son and couldn't come to the total. He thought about 30 home runs have been hit by Cooper this summer. This one's popped up, foul ground, and it's going to get out of play. I mean, so many that he couldn't come up with the exact number.
Yeah, I'm guessing quite a few of those were hit in other leagues or other tournaments with other teams, but that's how often he's hit balls out of the yard this summer. I don't know if they've all been in necessarily his little league games, but even this postseason, I think he's been on a tear. Certainly he's hit a couple here this week. He is a scary dude.
Payoff pitch. That probably would have been ball 4. As it happens, it's a foul ball, and we ride along at 3-2. How about this?
You can tell. Go ahead.
Kentucky team. You know, just coming back to tie this game up. Potential of going to Williamsport and being the heroes of their town and bringing a lot of life to all those people struggling. But Parman goes down swinging.
Boy, a tip of the cap there to Grant Vincent. What a battle that was. Parman had no intentions of walking, put a bunch of tough pitches, or offered at a bunch of tough pitches. He was up there to swing the bat, and Vincent blows one by him to get the big first out here in the 7th.
Now he blows one past Pawinski. Matthew 1 for 3 with a single. That's into left field for a hit. Allen will scamper to second. First and second, 1 out.
Pawinski almost a photocopy of the base hit his last time up. Another rocket in the 6 hole. And here you go. Kentucky has a runner in scoring position.
They're trying to be heroes for those flood victims back home. Go ahead run at second base. He offered at it, strike 2. Looking ahead to the Hagerstown batting order in the 7th. It's 9-1 and 2 due up for Indiana.
Yeah, exactly where they want to be as well. You got Troutwine and Caden Hall due up.
Struck him out, 2 down.
Second baseman Nate Miller.
So it's up to Nate Miller now here for Kentucky. Can he get somebody in? It's been a tough day at the plate for Miller, but he swings off the glove of Troutwine. Stopping at third is Allen, and the bases are loaded.
Wow. Almost thought maybe Jason Parman would think about sending Kip Allen right here. somehow Troutwine just didn't finish the catch. I mean, it looked like he's right there on it. Ball tips off his glove. He's smiling about it, but boy, has this gotten interesting here.
First error of the game for Indiana, their 7th of the regional in 3 games. Let's see how costly it is. As Jackson Asher is up at the plate now, with the bases loaded. Now you got to be thinking about a pass ball potentially leading to the go-ahead run. Two strikes. Struck him out. Hall called for it up in the zone. Vincent obliged him. And Kentucky leaves the bases loaded in the 7th. Welcome back to Whitestown. What a Great Lakes region final. We're in extra innings. It all started in the first inning with the scoring. 2-run homer by Caden Hall, the star shortstop for Indiana. It was 3-0 going to the 5th inning, and then Kentucky finally woke up. A 2-run double by Kip Allen. Cooper Parman, the next hitter, comes up. He rips a base hit to tie the game at 3. And that's where we're at here in the 7th inning. Bottom half of the 7th, a chance again for Hagerstown to walk it off and walk themselves right into Williamsport. Parman on the mound now for Kentucky, and he has been for a couple of innings.
Bottom of the 7th for Indiana, right fielder, number 1, Preston Allred. Preston moment.
Preston Allred to lead it off. 9-1-2 for Hagerstown, Indiana. Chris, what's going to be the difference in this game? What do you see it coming down to here?
It really feels like it's going to come down to next inning when they put the runners on second base. Who can execute in that scenario? Just the way Cooper Parman's going, I don't know. I mean, maybe Troutwine and Caden Hall can produce some offense if Preston Allred can get on base right here, but man, Cooper Parman looks like he's awfully dialed in.
Last team from Indiana to get to Williamsport was Newcastle Little League in 2012. Brett Mann, who coached that team, has been very supportive and has offered advice to this Hagerstown team. He's kind of adopted his favorite Little League right now. And that's an out. Allred down on strikes, 1 away here in the 7th.
All right, here you go. Troutwine and Hall. Let's see if they can get it done here for Indiana.
Troutwine's been on twice with 2 base hits, a run scored in the 1st.
Boy, Cooper Parman is ripping that fastball. We haven't seen a ton of off-speed stuff every once in a while, but for the most part, he is just grabbing that four-seamer and letting it rip.
Swung on and missed all the way to the backstop. They're not going to have a play. Troutwine strikes out, but he's at first base.
Well, stranger things have happened. How about starting your rally with a strikeout? And at that point, you don't care how it gets going, just to get on base. And now 2-3-4 with an opportunity to send the boys from Indiana to Williamsport.
Caden Hall, can he do it again? He was trying to.
Yes, he was.
Two-run homer in the first. Markham framing that pitch, thinking he might get the outside strike call, does not. 1-1 to Caden Hall. Trotwine at first, representing the winning run, and now he's on to second. Can Hagerstown get him home?
And now you just bring a lot of things into play here, right?
Hit on the ground to the second baseman. Miller gets the out. On to third is Trotwine.
Well, I was just about to say, I wonder if they were going to walk him to set up the force out, just because that run doesn't matter, right? The only run that matters, it's now at third base, and so you got to keep the ball in front of you here if you're Tate Markham.
Graham Vincent, can he be the hero for Hagerstown? And Parman steps off the rubber. That's going to get out of play. The manager's son, Graham Vincent, had a big go-ahead two-run homer at the state tournament final. Another wild pitch.
Oh, wow.
Trotwine unable to take advantage.
Wow. He would have walked home. Of course, you don't know if that ball's going to go right back to Markham or not, but the way it ricocheted, it went all the way back to the mound.
Hagerstown, Indiana is headed to the Little League World Series.
And what a moment that is. Manager and son, Patrick Vincent, the head coach, manager of this team, embracing his son, Graham, after a rocket off the left field wall, walks it off for the boys from Hagerstown. Cooper Parman, you played your heart out, young man. Sometimes it goes that way. What a ball game. That was a game worthy of a championship label.
Those are tears of joy. Wow. What a finish in extra innings. Graham Vincent, the man of the moment.
Fastball up and out over the plate, and Graham Vincent just smokes it over the left fielder's head. And Trotwine, who reached base after a strikeout, scores the game-winning run on that bullet off the left field wall.
So for the first time since 2012, a team from Indiana is headed to the Little League World Series in extra innings. Hagerstown 4, London, Kentucky 3. We hope you enjoyed it. For Chris Burke and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Clay Matvick. Sports Center coming up next. So long from Whitestone.